Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home Pilates workout. Today we're going to be focusing on core strengthening and flexibility training. So with these exercises, you're going to be stretching, you're going to be lengthening, and you are going to be building those abdominal muscles and those deep supporting core muscles. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up to really mobilize and stretch the spine. So we're going to get into an all fours position. Wrists are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips, and we're just going to begin with some cat-cow stretches. So we're going to inhale, round the spine, drop the crown of the head, and then as we exhale, we're going to arch the spine and look up, rolling the shoulders down away from the ears. So inhale, scoop the belly in, round the spine, separating the vertebra, push the mat away. And then exhale, melt those shoulders down and back as we arch the spine, gaze comes up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, round, creating space between each of the vertebrae. Scoop that belly in. And exhale, roll those shoulders down and back. Let's take 3 more. Moving at your own pace. Articulating the spine as we go. Last one. Inhale, scoop belly in. And exhale, arch, melt the shoulders down and back, and then bring the spine to neutral. From here, we're gonna walk the hands out in front and curl the toes, getting ready for downward dog here. So we're gonna inhale, and as we exhale, we're gonna shoot the hips up, lifting the hips as high as possible, bending the knees as much as you need to in order to flatten out the upper back. Let your head hang between your shoulders here, and we're just gonna pedal out the feet. So inviting alternating heels down to the mat. Again, really bending the knees as much as possible while keeping those hips elevated. No tension in the neck here. Breathing as we stretch out the backs of the legs, stretching and lengthening through the spine. For 3 and 2 and 1. Nice work. Level out those heels, lift those hips a bit higher. And now we're gonna lift the right leg up, lengthening through those right toes, and then bring right knee in toward the chest. Send it back, lengthen, opening up in the hip, and then come forward, wrists below the shoulders. Lift and lengthen, and on our last one, we're gonna come in, hold the knee so that the shin is hovering above the chest, wrists below the shoulders, and now lift and lower. Breathe out to lift, inhale, lower. Scoop belly in to lift and lower. Power up through those shoulders. Lift your abdominal wall every time you lift the knee. Good, we've got 3 and 2 and 1. Return the right foot down to the mat and lift up into your downward dog. Amazing work. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Reach up with that left leg, lengthening through the toes. Stretch, 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 and then bring the knee in and then shoot back into your 3-legged dog. 2 more like this. Last one, we're gonna come in, position the shoulders so they're above the wrists, shin is parallel with the mat, and scoop. Lower and scoop those abs in. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. We've got 4, 3, lift your abdominal wall for 2, and final 1. Step the left foot down, lift and lengthen in your downward dog. Breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, soften your knees down to the mat. Coming into a kneeling position. From here, we're gonna lift the arms up overhead, send the right arm back, fingertips come down onto the mat, send the left arm back, pressing your fingertips into the mat, stretching your arms out behind you, really open through the chest. in a nice back bend here, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Nice work. Now we're going to get into place for our C curve. So we're going to lower our feet down to the mat, sitting up nice and tall with our legs hip distance apart. We're going to hold on to the backs of the thighs here. Use that support of the thighs to tilt your pelvis forward so that you're in a nice upright position, each vertebra stacked one on top of the other, chin parallel with the floor. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to tuck the tailbone, scoop the lower abs in, round through the lumbar spine, bringing the whole spine into the shape of a C, really plugging the navel in toward the spine, and then breathe out, belly button to spine to return to upright. Inhale and exhale, curve back, switch those abdominals on, deep inhale, and exhale, pull your belly button in toward your spine the whole way up. Nice work. Now we're going to float the arms out in front, palms facing in, arms are at shoulder height. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to curve back into the C, and then we're going to extend the left leg out long. Now from here, we're going to inhale to lift, exhale to lower, really pointing through the toes here. Inhale and belly to spine as you exhale to lower. Good. Keep those arms at shoulder height, shoulders down away from the ears. We've got 2 and 1. Now from here, when we lift the leg, we're going to rotate in the waist, coming over to the side, keeping the hips evenly weighted. Back to center as we lower the leg. Inhale back to center. Good work, nice control. We've got 3 and 2, belly to spine. And last 1, nice control. Bring both legs into a bent position and roll up. Great, now we're gonna do the other side. I'm just gonna move over to face this end so I've got room to rotate, but you can stay facing in that direction if you've got space. Now, from here, sitting up nice and tall, rolling back into that C curve, extending the arms out long, and now lengthening that right leg. Inhale to lift, belly to spine to lower the leg. Inhale, lift, abs into lower. Really point and lengthen through that toe. Keep that leg perfectly straight. For 2, nice strong arms, and 1. Good, now we're gonna add that rotation. As we rotate, we lift the leg. Keep the hips evenly weighted. Don't let that left hip lift off the mat. If you need to come up a little higher out of that C curve, please feel free to do so. Just keep the tension on the abs. Good. For 3 and 2, nice rotation. And last 1, back to center. And use your hands to help you roll all the way down to the mat. Amazing work. Now we're going to go into our rollover. We're going to really focus on the upper abs on our way up and our lower abs on the way down. So you've either got your hands overhead, palms facing up toward the ceiling. You're peeling up using your upper ab strength and folding over the lower body. If it's too much to come all the way up from the mat, you're going to start here in a C curve. Pressure on the lower abs, pressure on the upper abs as we come up and fold over. So you're either coming all the way down, and if you have the strength to do so, you're peeling up using those upper abs, or you're starting from that halfway position. Then you're rolling down as far as you can go, either part way or all the way down to the mat. So peel up using your upper abs, reach and stretch, folding over the lower body, and then breathe out, engaging those lower abs the whole way down. So inhale, peel up. Exhale, reach and stretch past those toes if you can. Drop your shoulders, squeeze your thighs, engage your lower abs as you lower down. Good. Really focus on contracting the lower abs so you can roll down one vertebra at a time, and try not to come up with any momentum. So you don't want to kind of swing your body up off the mat or heave your body up off the mat. You really want to be focusing on controlling it with those upper abs. So you're using your upper abs to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the floor. Good. Focus on stretching a little bit further each time you fold over, pushing your range of flexibility. Nice work. And one more. We're gonna roll down, slowly come up, and then fold over the lower body, taking a hold of whatever you can reach, either your calves, your ankles, maybe your feet, and enjoying a nice back body stretch here. Straighten out the legs as much as possible. Dropping the crown of your head, relax into it. Feel the stretch running all the way up the backs of your legs, through your low back, all the way up your spine, into your shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, pull your belly button in toward your spine, creating more space to fold over a little bit more deeply into the stretch. Holding here for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Roll it up. Amazing work. Now from here, use your hands to help you to come all the way back down to the mat. From here, we're gonna go into some leg circles. So before we get into our leg circles, we're gonna stretch the back of the thigh, working those hamstrings, working the back of the calf for flexibility. So we're gonna bring the knee in toward the chest. I'm gonna hold on behind my calf. If you can't reach that high on the extension, you're gonna hold on behind the thigh, just never behind the knee joint. So thigh or calf. I'd like you to pull that leg in towards your chest, feeling the stretch running all the way up the back of your leg, and then I'd like you to bend. Inhale. Now exhale. Pull that leg a little bit closer back toward the chest. As you exhale, inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch, pull it back a little bit further in toward that chest, and then bend. Last one. And stretch up the leg, pull it back toward the chest, and then release the hands. I'm gonna place my hands on my abdomen because I wanna really make sure that I'm engaging my core as we move into this next series of circles. So we're going to start circling the leg around. So we're gonna sweep the leg past the bent knee, circling up and around and pausing at the start point. Let's take another one. Circling, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as we come up around. Now I want you to really focus on engaging your core here, plugging your belly button in towards your spine as you breathe out. Good. The other thing we need to focus on is pelvic stability. So imagine you've got a teacup balanced on your bent knee and you don't want to let it spill. So you're keeping those hips really stable. Good. Last one, and hold. Now we're going to switch directions. We're going to send the leg away from the body and sweep past the bent knee and pause. Now if you want to up your level of challenge here, I'd like you to curl up into a crunch. Resting your head upon your shoulders, maintaining that control, really stretching and lengthening through that big toe as you circle around. And last one, circling and pausing, bending the knee and lowering down. Great work, great control. Now we're gonna bring that opposite knee in toward the chest. Deep inhale here, and as we exhale, we're holding on to the calf or the thigh and stretching that hamstring, drawing the leg in towards you. Inhale to bend. Exhale, stretch it that little bit further. Nicely done. Inhale to bend. Exhale, pull that leg back towards your chest, keeping it nice and straight. Last one. Pull it in, hands come onto the abdominals, and we're gonna circle that leg past the bent knee, sweep up and around, and pause on the start point. Good. Keeping those hips nice and level and steady. Imagining that teacup on your bent knee as you circle around, drawing belly button to spine to help with that stability. We've got 3, drawing a circle in the air for 2, abs in, and last one in that direction. If you want to peel up as you switch directions for more of a challenge, join me here. Otherwise, keep your head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat. Good. Remember that steady bent knee. We don't want to be rocking around from side to side. Slow down the circles or make them smaller if you need to. Last one. We're going to hold that leg here and take hold either behind your thigh or your calf. We're going to extend opposite leg out long and move into our single leg stretch. So inhale here and exhale to switch, drawing the shin toward the chest. If you need a gentle bend here in the leg, that's fine, but we're aiming towards moving into straight legs. So you're really stretching all the way up the back of that leg. If you need to lower head, neck, and shoulders down to the mat, that's another option. As you breathe out, I want you to flatten your abdominal wall down toward the mat. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Every time a knee comes in toward the chest or a leg comes in toward the chest, you are breathing out. Contracting that core. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Either place your hands down by your sides or they can come on either side of your tailbone. We're going to work through some scissor kicks. You can lift head, neck, and shoulders up. Good. Lengthening through those toes. For 10, 9, 8, 7, belly to spine, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the legs down. Bring the knees in toward the chest, right knee and right hand, left knee and left hand, and circle those knees in opposite directions, massaging your low back on the mat. Regulating the breath, enjoying a little breather here for 3, and 2, and 1. Nicely done. Lower feet down to the floor. Stretch your legs out long and come over onto your side body. Now, from here, we're going to go into some side plank work to strengthen our obliques and stretch and lengthen our arms and legs. So we're going to position the elbow so that it is below the shoulder and the forearm is parallel with the top of your mat. From here, we're going to come up into a side plank position. I'm going to keep my lower leg bent. You can have it straight if you want more of a challenge. I'm going to extend the arm overhead, extend the leg out long. Chest is nice and open, never curved down toward the floor. And then we're going to bring elbow to knee. Inhale to stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee. Lengthen and bring it in. Lengthen and bring it in. Now, as we bring the elbow and the knee together, we really want to draw the belly button in toward the spine, cinching in the waistline. Keep that lower hip elevated. Good. Keep your core nice and tight. We've got 3, and 2, and 1. Now from here, you can carry on with that same action, or you can step it up a little bit with a straight arm and a straight leg. Good, we've got 6 of these. 4, 3, abs in, for 2, and final 1. Hold it here. Arm stays above the shoulder, and we're gonna go into some side plank crunches. So we're lifting and lowering that lower hip. Keep the chest nice and open, abs engaged. Nice. Lifting and pulsing. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hip. Bring that foot in toward the inner thigh. And then we're going to fold over to the side, stretching the side body. Lengthening through the leg. Try to keep that both hips evenly weighted down on the mat. Holding for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice work. Now we're going to do the other side. So stretch out nice and long. Forearm comes down onto the mat, parallel with the top of the mat. Lift up into your side plank. Reach and lengthen through the toes and the fingertips, and then crunch it in. Inhale and exhale. Make any little adjustments to your form that you need to. Make sure your chest is nice and open. Good. Keep that lower hip elevated. Don't let it sink down to the mat. Nice work. Neck is nice and long. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Extend. Either carry on with that style or straight arm, straight leg for 5, 4, 3. Keep that lower hip lifted. 2 and 1. Arm comes over the shoulder and we go right into those dips. Good work. Cinch in the waistline, lift that lower hip. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hip down to the mat. Bring the foot in toward the inner thigh and fold and stretch. Stretching out that working side, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Fold a little bit more deeply into your stretch for 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing work. Now we've got a couple more exercises to finish off and then one really nice stretch at the end. So we're nearly there. Stick with it. We're going to bring the arms out behind so the elbows are straight out behind the body. We've got the fingertips pointing toward the heels. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop. So we're going to inhale here. Legs are hip distance apart. Exhale to lift the hips. Good. Chest is nice and open. Lower, keep the arms straight. Just hover the bum off the floor. And then push up through the heels of the hands and the heels of the feet. Lower and lift. Really plug belly in to spine as you lift, creating a nice flat line with the body. Squeezing the glutes to get the lift as well. Breathing out to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Core is tight. As we lift up, we've got one more. Now, for this next exercise, you have the option of keeping your legs bent and bringing alternating knee in toward the chest. If you want to step it up, extend your legs out long. Let's go. So bringing alternate knee in toward the chest, keeping those hips elevated. We've got 4, 3, 2, keep lifting, and 1. Nice work. Lower your bum down to the floor. Now for this final exercise, you have the option of doing it from this position, or if your wrists need a little bit of a rest, you can do it with your forearms down on the mat from this position. So I'm going to come up onto my palms. We're going to get into that reverse plank, and then we're going to gently move the hips from side to side. Drawing a little rainbow in the air with your hips and your bum, keeping your core engaged, really focusing on that waistline as you dip over to the side and then come back to center. We've got 6, 5, 4. Keep those hips elevated. 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Lower the bum. Lift the arms up and fold over into your forward fold. I really want you to gently push your range of flexibility here by drawing your belly in towards your spine and folding as deeply as you can into this stretch. Regulate the breath. Drawing nice long inhales in through the nose and slow controlled exhales through the mouth. Deepen your stretch. Hold it here for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lift yourself up to a seated position, cross-legged or kneeling facing me. We're gonna lift our shoulders up by our ears, inhale, and exhale, melt them down and back. Inhale and exhale. 2 more, really melt away any tension in those shoulders. And last one, relax it down. Amazing work. I hope you enjoyed that core strengthening flexibility routine. I know I did, and I really look forward to moving again with you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.